Hey everyone, Sula here from MistyHilltops.com. Thanks for stopping by. In this episode, I'm working on a 5x7 double page spread for my Autumn 23 mini album, and I titled this page On the Trail. I'm using the digital version of the collection Welcome Autumn by Carta Bella and lots of stamps and dies. So I have these two paper strips that are supposed to go across the two pages there, and that's what I'm starting with. I don't think I actually distressed any of the edges because I think everything will all the edges will either be exactly at the edges of the page, or also they might just be covered up in some way. So I just kept these very simple. And I'm applying the glue there, and the kind of glue that I'm using is actually really good because it doesn't warp this paper. It has been warping some of my craft cardstock strangely, but anyway, now I'm ready to add another strip of paper that also goes across the two pages there, and so I'm making sure I'm aligning the pages there, although for this step it's not really necessary yet because it's only necessary for the second one when I actually put the two pages together. So when I actually add it to the other strip, I want it to be aligned because the binding will only have a minimal separation of the page. So I want to make sure that it actually does stay aligned. And then I decided to use a little orange ribbon to go across the two pages there. And I'll be cutting off the excess ribbon that is on the edge, that goes beyond the edge there. But for now, I just want to make sure that everything fits just well. And so with this one, with the plaid pattern paper, I think I distressed the edges just because it pops a little bit better. Now that I have laid the background out and have finished that one, I can now begin to work with the rest of the page, and that is to add the photos. But I also have planned to use this this label, this kind of bracket style label that I want to use, and so but before I also decided I will add a little brad to this label, and so I had to make sure that I knew where it would go, and so where that brad should go, and so I had to lay out things a little bit there at first. But now I can just add this label already. I can start gluing it down. The brad is sitting there just right, and I'm ready to add glue to this label and then add it to my page. And then obviously the photos will come next. This page actually has a lot of die cut pieces that I'm working with, but here you see that I am actually trying to make sure that the photo will align there. I want the brad to be kind of a little bit like the photo to be clipped behind the brad or between the brad and the label a little bit. So before I can actually start gluing down the photos, though, I have another layer that will go behind the photos, and for once I am actually remembering the order of things. A lot of times I start gluing things down only to then remember, oh no, I needed to glue something else down first, and a lot of times I have to then figure my way around having glued this on. I do like my glue. It dries quickly. It allows me just a little bit of wiggle room, but then it dries quickly without making a huge mess. But it can be very unforgiving once it has kind of stuck to the paper and the page. So now I'm finally ready to glue all the photos down, and I had decided to create a strip down the inner edge of the page, and then there's a bunch of smaller photos because I wanted to actually fit a lot of photos onto my pages there, and so I'm trying to make everything work. So I'm adding these photos, and again I'm trying to make sure everything is lined up, and the photos I kind of want to be in one line from the bottom upward. If it doesn't fully fit, because these are squares, and the way I print them, they're also, the little squares are also set in a way that they fit some of my die cut frames, which is just perfect, but it's slightly smaller than the other photos, so it doesn't really fit exactly or line up exactly, which is fine for me, but it's just the way I prefer things anyway. So then I have these two trees, and then there will be the title, which I have a lovely kind of an alpha die that gives me this wooden grain touch to it. I've used it on a bunch of projects. Obviously, it's a go-to. It's kind of large, so I can't use it for everything, but it works just fine with this page, and the title there is short enough to say just trail, and then I stamped the rest of the title, which says on the trail. So it kind of, there's low contrast with the brown and the dark green, but overall I think you can see it still, and so it didn't bother me too much. So now I'm trying to have everything kind of figured out with the spacing so that everything works just fine without it getting too much onto the photos, because the photos are so small. I don't want to cover up anything on the photos, because if you cover up a tiny bit, a whole lot of what is going on in the photo will be covered up. So finally, all I need to do is to add the L to my title, and then I can continue with that extra bit there that says on the, and I kept that simple. I just stamped it and used the same stamping ink to just ink up the background white cardstock there to make it work. Then I have this little, I had die cutted previously. It's like a mushroom kind of bunting, and I decided to keep it white. Not sure if that was a good idea, or in hindsight it might have been nice to keep it in a dark brown or something, but it is what it is. Then I have this bit that these bits come from the collection. They're digital elements that I print out and resize in the way that I want them on, and the way that they fit my page. This little compass is also from a different die cut set. There's a whole bunch of die cuts sets that are going on my page. I just really went into my stash and tried to find things that work well. So I created these little sprigs because it was a mountain hike, and then so there was a bit of nature going on. I kind of wanted to replicate that with the pine twigs and the pine cone there, so give it a little bit of a natural nature rustic feel. But then I also had these cute little hiking boots, and when I got the set I didn't realize that you actually are supposed to thread just thread through the boots to create laces. It looks so cute. It was very fiddly, I have to admit that. There was a lot of retwining it over and over to try and make it work the right way, but in the end I think the effort was worth it, because I just love the way these little boots look. And then this, I've decided to add them to that little cluster there. That label there is still there to give me space for journaling. I haven't done the journaling in the video, but I have kept the space there to do some journaling. And then I have to decide where to put this cute little, again, it was a cork piece on which I then also stamped. And I have this, they can create these stamps. It's a die cut set with stamps that creates labels, but then I decided to use a different color for the leaf, and I think that was just really cute. So now I am ready to just add my last finishing touches, which are the word bits that I always add to my pages. I create them in a Word or in just a word processing software, and then I just print them on heavy cardstock and print them out and cut them out. And I think they're just a cute addition to all my pages. I do share these kinds of word strips, many different themes on my blog, mistyhilltops.com, so if you're interested, you can go and check it out. So anyway, this kind of finishes my pages. All I need to do is then trim off the edge of, or the extra bits that go beyond the edge of the page of the ribbon there, that orange ribbon, and that would be my page done. So I'm going to leave you with some more close-ups after this. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Consider subscribing, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye.